everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, Purposely Tasha. Today I'm here with my sister, and we're going to be doing discussing some raw, honest answers, kind of digging into who we are, where we came from, and how we grew through concrete into beautiful, beautiful flowers, roses. So again, it's me, Purposely Tasha. Remember to subscribe wherever the button is. Hit the bell notification so that you can make sure that you get the notifications. And yeah, I'm gonna let my sister introduce herself.
Hey everyone, my name is Tony. If you can follow me on Instagram at Tony Love with 5 E's, or on Snapchat at LILTONI. And you can go to my channel, Tony and Jess Podcast, and subscribe and check us out too. What's up, y'all?
Today we're going to be talking about something that may be a little controversial to you, or it could be very empowering to you, because mental illness is now becoming, or mental health is now becoming, something that's really popular to talk about. That I grew up with a mentally ill mother, single mother of 4 children. And of course, if this is my sister, she has experienced the same thing. So today we're going to be talking about 3 positive things that came out of living with a mentally ill mother.
Okay, so one thing that I said is that that's a strength for me, is I have a level of maturity. I believe that throughout the years that I had to go through things in life, and it has given me all this wisdom, and it has given me all this knowledge and all this me being able to deal with situations in a different way due to what I have gone through. And I think that's a strength, because a lot of people lack that. And today, and I'm young, I'm a young adult, and now that I am here in this stage of life, I feel that I have gotten to this place because of the fact that my mother was who she was, and the things that I've gone through. So one, maturity, which leads into independence. Being a child of the system, or in the system, whatever you want to word that, I had to go through a lot, living with different households, going to different schools, teaching my own self womanhood, teaching my own self right and wrong, teaching my own self things in life. I had to do it on my own, because I didn't have a parent. I had foster care or kinship care or whoever I was living with, but most of the time they weren't the people that could help me see the light. They were more the people that were trying to bring me down or trying to make me feel less than. So I had to get that strength of independence and on my own. And the last one I would like to say is I'm a person who perseveres. So any time that I have been shot down through my lifestyle, because obviously I wouldn't be where I am today if I allowed someone to stop me. So I believe that I learned to be a person who keeps going, who never, yes, we fall down. Yes, we have those stages where we fall down and we feel like, oh, how am I going to make it? Yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, keep going. And that's what I feel like I've learned, is maturity, independence, and perseverance.
So for me, 3 things that I think came out of specifically being reared and raised by a mentally ill mother is 1, resilience. We had no choice. As I explained in my first video, after I had our first psychotic episode, which was 3 days, my grandmother, it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We went to school on Monday. we went to school on Monday. So after we experienced almost dying at the hands of our own mother, we had to go back to school on Monday. After our neighborhood, we lived in a cul-de-sac. After our neighborhood watched all of that happen, we didn't go hide. We couldn't go hide at home. My grandmother told us that we were going to school on Monday. Whether you agree with my grandmother was right or wrong is not the question. The thing is that we went. We stood there and faced everyone who knew that we had just been through something crazy that weekend. And I don't know about my sister, but I know for me that I got made fun of. When I went to school on Monday in middle school, they're like, haha, your mother tried to kill you. Like, there's nothing funny about that. But I was able to not save face, but I was able to not only go to school, but do what I had to do in school. It didn't matter. Like, we didn't have time to, like, it wasn't a moment where we like had to sit and be able to mope and have pity parties. We had to go do what you have to do and get it done. Resilience. There was times when I want to give you specific examples of why I'm saying this is with a mentally ill mother, because there was times when my mother as a parent couldn't do things. She'd be so depressed. Depression is real, where she could not move from the couch. We would go to school and come home. She'd be in the same spot. And I would have to pick up where my mother couldn't. Whether you believe that's bad or good is not the point. The point here is that resilience is that no matter what was happening, we got up and we kept going. So we never missed a meal. My mother always scrounged up something to feed us. But whether we had to help each other with homework, whether I had to go to school after a psychotic episode, whether we had no gas, electric or lights, and we were still able to get our homework done, take baths, do whatever we had to do, and keep on going and get straight A's in school. It didn't matter. We got it done. Right? So I would say one thing I learned was resilience, and how that transferred from in the house to at school was that when things happened at school with people talking about me, people wanting to fight me, people want to do whatever they wanted to do, I was able to deal with those things, teachers, people doing whatever, because let's face it, middle school and high school is a very high stress time in life, because you care about everything that everybody says about you. And it was important for me to learn resilience at that time and at that place, because when I went to school and I had to deal with people that were nasty to me, or I had to deal with these emotions that I didn't want to deal with, resilience taught me that I have to deal with it, face it, feel the emotions, but keep doing what I had to do. So I specifically learned that from my home of being reared by a mentally ill mother. The second thing that I want to say that I learned that I agree with my sister is definitely independence, because no matter what anybody else was doing, I had to do what I had to do. That goes along with resilience. So independence meaning that I was able to care for myself, because why? When my mother was down and out and she was drunk and she was I don't like to necessarily say drunk, because she was self-medicating. So when my mother was self-medicating, I got up in the morning and got my siblings up in the morning and we got ready for school. We didn't not that we didn't need our mother, but when my mother needed her moment, we were able to still function without her directing our every move. We weren't the kids that needed our mom to wake us up in the morning. No, we were able to get up and do what we had to do at our specific appointed time that it needed to be done. That's why in college, that's why in middle school, that's why in high school, when I was going from PG County to Montgomery County on the train, every morning, I was able to do that without an adult or someone over me directing me to do it. I was self-sufficient. I could do it by myself at a very young age. I was able to do things by myself and for myself. That's why I'm not a person that needs to be clinging to friendships and clinging to people. I don't need to go to the movies with somebody. I can go to the movies by myself. I can go to the mall by myself. I can sit down and eat by myself. I don't necessarily feel alone or without if I don't have people surrounding me all the time. And I can still do things at work for myself. Definitely independence. And right now in this entrepreneurship stage in my life, I don't need a boss over me telling me what to do. I can set my day up and do what I have to do. Independence is definitely something that I learned from my mother. And the last thing I want to say that I learned, definitely agreeing with her, is a level of maturity. No matter where I've been, people always say that I have this level of maturity that they don't usually see in people my age. And I've heard that from a really young age. Why do I have that level of maturity? Because I had to grow up fast. I had to grow up fast. My mother was hurting. She was depressed. And my family at that time did not really understand mental health and mental health issues and the thing that she was going on with. So when it was time to watch my siblings, when it was time to, help my mother when she couldn't help herself, when it was time to do different things around the house, when it was time to step in as that parentified child, I did that. Whether you think that's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. There's still strength in it. And the strength that I got from that was my level of maturity, was that things that I was able to separate my wants and needs. And when I say maturity, I was able to, regardless of what I want, I know to put my needs in front of it and get those things done. That's what I mean by a level of maturity that I was able to sustain and learn from my mother being who she was at that appointed time. Is there other ways to learn those things? Yes. We're not saying that you need to have a mentally ill mother in order to learn those things, but we are saying that you can still learn those things from a parent that is dealing with mental health issues. That's exactly what we're saying. So 3 things that I said I learned was maturity, independence, and definitely perseverance. And that maturity still comes today because I don't try to keep up with the Joneses. I live in my set budget and structure. If any of my friends are watching, they know that Tasha is like, I'm going to get it done. I'm organized. I'm going to do what I have to do. So the maturity level it's definitely something that's helped me. When I was in college, I was able to obtain a job as an service manager at Chipotle, and this was from an interview. We went to training, and from training, a Chipotle general manager from elsewhere saw in my training, he was like, I want you to come to my store to train to be a manager. Just off of me seeing me training and how I composed myself in the midst of other young adults, he chose me out to be that. Even in my internships, my internship coordinator would say, you're an anomaly. Don't think that everyone is like you. You're an anomaly. You're different. You stand out. And I truly believe that's because of who God appointed my mother to be. Whether people think that she was a good mother or not, she was the perfect tailored mother for me and who I am today. So we just want to encourage anybody out there who is in this predicament where they're growing up with or have a mentally ill parent and they're trying to find the strength in it. There is strength in it. You can pull out strength from it. You can. So we just want you to kind of look back on your life and I want you, comment below. If you have a mentally ill parent, feel free to comment below and really think about 3 positive things, 3 strengths that you have learned from being reared, growing up by a mentally ill mother. I'm not saying that it's a badge of honor, but we need to know that it's also not a end-all, be-all. It's definitely not. There's strength in it. So that's it, really. We just want to get right to the point, the 3 things, strength that we believe that we learned by being reared by a mentally ill mother. We'll be back with the 3 negative things that we think that we have learned from being a mentally ill mother. This is raw conversation. Please feel free also to put any questions you have, because we'll be coming back and doing a Q&A. We'll take all the questions you guys have commented and we will turn them into a video and we will answer any questions. Feel free to ask us any questions. Of course, be respectful and appropriate, but we will try our best to be honest, because we want to open this platform to people that grew up like us. We want to create a community of people that grew up like us. We know we're not the only ones out there. So you guys that are hiding or feeling ashamed, it's time to throw that shame away. There's no shame in it. Okay, so we thank you for watching this video. Remember to subscribe and hit the bell notification and stay tuned for our next video. Remember to follow Tony and Jess
podcast.
Tony and Jess podcast. Subscribe and hit their bell notifications. Remember to watch their videos. Tony's a college student, so they have a plethora of great videos for college students on an array of different topics. So feel free to watch it. Okay, that's it. I'm rapping, I'm rambling. Peace out.